That was fun. Getting my outro in there was a good time. Sign you up for the next one? Absolutely. Yeah, I'll make sure that we get you involved next time. The mic that I have is the AT2035, Audio-Technica 2035. Hydrate or unalive-drate. Stay hydrated? Okay. Stay dehydrated? No, not dehydrated. You want to stay hydrated. You want to stay hydrated. Hydrated is the way to go. Go. Yeah, gotta get back to that Gordian Quest grind. Hey, Salad, are you getting ready to stream some Warhammer painting by any chance? Yeah, thanks. I think we can do it. I think we can get past the Gordian Quest grind. What level is everyone? 20? All right, we're finally 20. That's 24. That's 20. Yeah, so let's go to the Far Oasis and then go to this level 21. You're gonna ask if I wanted to play some games after you walk Koopa? I would love to play games, but I also know I really need to try and beat this game before Monday. I've made a commitment to try to beat this game before Monday, and if I don't beat this game before Monday, I'm going to hate myself. But I really do want to play games because I feel like we haven't had the chance to play games in far too long. You want to get the Shure SMB7 mic, but it's $400. It is very expensive. The Shure SMB7 is a fantastic mic, but it's fallen into the category of the everyone that's a streamer wants to get it mic, and it's not a mic for everyone. It really depends on your voice, and there are so many better alternatives out there that are not the Shure SMB7 or SM7B. Like honestly, the Elgato Wave with the Wave 3 would be a great combo, and I'm pretty sure they're going to be about as much as $400, and that's going to give you a lot of float room compared to the SMB7. It's going to be a lot more versatile for you. It's going to be so very good. You could go with the AT2020 or the AT2035. They're $99 and I think $130 respectively. But those are XLR mics like the Shure SM7B, which means that you need an interface for it, which is another $100 at least on top of it, as well as making sure that it can connect to your computer. Whereas the Elgato and the Wave, the Elgato Wave and the Wave XLR are USB. And you don't need an interface for it because actually no, the Wave XLR is for an XLR mic. I think there's another one that is just for the USB that connects to the Elgato Wave. Anyway, tell you what, I'm gonna go walk my dog and then we shall see. Rode also makes some killer mics, or so I heard. Yeah, Rode makes some really good ones too, but they are also like high-end, top-grade microphones, and so they are going to cost you a lot. You got a Blue Yeti? Blue Yeti is great to start with, 100%. I know so many people who started with a Blue Yeti. I believe Salad, actually, right there, still uses the Blue Yeti. And it's a great microphone. There we go. I don't know why he wasn't dying. The Blue Yeti is one of the inexpensive ones that are pretty good. I think there's also the Audio-Technica 2020 USB, which is very good. Obviously, it's the USB version of the Audio-Technica 2020, and that one can do a lot for you. But really what it comes down to is learning a little bit about audio engineering and applying some filters and stuff to your mic to make it better. And it's also learning to use a stage voice, essentially. If you don't use a stage voice, you're gonna have a tough time. Yo. Okay, that's awesome. We're gonna pick that up. Gonna get that critical for everyone. Alright, let's go check out these sandy caverns. Go heal. Go over here and explore this area. But yeah, there is absolutely nothing wrong with a Blue Yeti. I used a Blue Snowball for the first 2 to 4 years, I think, of streaming and doing YouTube and stuff like that. And it was a good mic. I wish I had kept it because I would have loved to have used it for other things. But alas, I gave it away to an ex-girlfriend of mine because she wanted to be streaming too, and she had a crappy mic, so I gave her a good mic. And I don't regret it. Sometimes it sucks, but I don't regret it. Get rid of that because I'm not going to be using that. So we want to do... Okay, so I can hit both of them. So let's do Caustic Arrow, Drill Hit, Light Arrow. Let's hit those 3. Arc Lightning. Touch. We will shift down 1, and then we will shocking touch this guy. Gonna move you down 1, and you're just gonna weapon throw. Take that guy out. And defense up. Let these guys take themselves out. But yeah. I mean, there's a whole slew of mics out there. There are a couple of people who do some pretty good mic reviews that I highly recommend checking out as well. Harris Heller on YouTube does some decent ones. I would take some of the stuff he says with a grain of salt. Like I said, he does some good reviews, but oh, interesting. But he his reviews may not always be for everyone. He does his best to try and review them fairly, which is great. That's exactly what you should do. But they are not always for everyone. So just keep that in mind. I think Nutty is another one that does some really good... that does some really good mic reviews, if I remember right. So he'd be worth checking out.
Hey!
Wow, 136 gold? Heck yeah. Nutty also has a lot of very good tips in general for streaming. He does a lot of videos about OBS setups and plugins and stuff that you can get. Epos Vox, I believe is his name. EPOSVOX is a great guy on YouTube who also does a lot of streamer-related stuff as well as mic reviews. Highly recommend checking him out. Oh, there's a straight up waypoint down here that I can... Hold on. Go. Travel to you. We'll buy this relic. Wow, I've got a lot of supplies. Okay. I'm sorry, can I really not reach that? I can't. Okay, well, we're just gonna go this way. Ba, 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 ba. Ooh, Sage Head of the Cloud. Alright, so we've discovered... Okay, so there's literally been just a whole nother portion of the dungeon down here. Or of this area, and I just had no idea. I've been trying to fight stuff on the surface, and I haven't needed to. I should have been going down here and fighting because there was going to be a lot lower level stuff. Everything on the surface is significantly harder. I feel like I've been bamboozled.
Hey!
Ooh, light crossbow with quick shot and 3 sockets. That might be worth upgrading at some point. You know, the more I think about it, the more I would also kind of like to get the Shure SM7B. Because it's a very, very nice sounding mic. Let's get rid of cartwheel. We'll do puncturing wound, wind blast. Take him out. And then take him out. Enter. I'm gonna have you shift here to pick up that item, and then shift back to pick up whatever that item was. And then you're gonna do glacial spikes, and then arc lightning, and then you're gonna do flaming grasp. Oh, okay, that's good to know. Flame gets rid of ice, which kind of makes sense, but you know. Alright, what have you got for me, old man? Where are we going for you? Could unlock this node. Let's do more evocation. Don't need that. Lightning Shatter. Apply 3 vulnerable to all targets, plus 10 shock if target has shock. Let's grab that. That's going to synergize very well with a lot of our other shock stuff. Where do we want to go next? Okay, so there's a lot of gates. So let's just go to the Flooded Grotto. Gonna be level 23. Jeez, everything does get really hard out here. Okay, go there. Ah, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to go exactly where I want. That's alright. Most of these crappy weapons are for... Grants 1 fate on clear. Are for salvaging anyway. Okay. Okay. What have we got? We're gonna do a heavy arrow. And a puncturing wound to that guy. We're gonna try and get rid of him as soon as possible. And then we'll burn him. End there. Alright, we're gonna do that, and I guess do that. You did not get a good hand of anything, and that is unfortunate. All these guys are gonna do so much damage in a second. Screw it, we're gonna go with that. This will mend. Yep, saw that coming. Oh, please don't kill. Yep, there he goes. There goes Bertram. There goes my hard hitter. Oh, that was rough. That was rough. Glacial spikes. Yeah, take those guys out if you can. I'm gonna make sure that guy dies. Ah, why did you respawn? Oh boy, we got lucky. Penitence. Please get penitence. Double cast? Yeah, we'll take a double cast. We'll double cast. Arc lightning. That's gonna be the best bet. Still no penitence. Alright, 50 damage. You're gonna go down. We're gonna block up a bunch. And then I'm gonna make sure you go down. We're gonna chain mend. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Thunder wave. Explosion. Oh, there's still more. Flame grasp. Shield bash. Strike. Block. Parry. And shift to pick that up. Why is this guy so tough? Shift you there. We're gonna Ice Shard there. Flaming Grasp there. Draw 2 cards and keep 1. More flame. Get more money. Oof. Okay, this guy should be able to die. We're gonna go there. Gonna go here. Can't do that anymore. But I can do that. Fighting Milo's new fear effect? You are not wrong. I am very afeared right now. Yeah, no, that did look like the new fear effect that Milo's integrating, which is super cool. I am very stoked to see what more he has to surprise us with. Yeah, let's draw from Divine. On your next melee attack, cast Debilitating Bolt rank 1 on the targets. Okay, 2 mana siphons on a random enemy cell, or smite. Yeah, let's get that flash bolt. That's gonna be pretty strong. But we do need to go back up. Because we gotta go resurrect Bertram. Useless Bertram. The Overlook, please. Please resurrect my dear friend Bertram, and then please also heal all of us.
Hey.
Hey, Jendaya. Hi there. You may not know me, but I spotted you traveling within the ruins of Verisitha just the other day. I'm something of a historian myself, something of a scientist myself. Been studying at the Vanai and the technology they left behind. Rocky here is living proof of their wonders, a small sliver of it to be sure, but proof nonetheless. I don't want to bore you, but I'd love for you to take a look at a particular area in the ruins. I believe that we will be able to exert some control over the inner workings of Verisitha. Alright, what you got for me? Emel's Purity. Not useless, just differently contributes. He contributed as a punching bag. Oh, Ambrosia. Ooh. That's pretty good. A lot of these legendary things are pretty good. I'm sorry, reroll a legendary item 1 tier higher? Well, I've got to buy one of those. And I'll buy one of those. How do I use artifacts? I've got to do her cut jaw. Augmented legendary weapon. Okay. Just get that 200 gold. That's not nothing. You know what? You're right. It's not nothing. What can I salvage? Oh yeah, all equipment. Keeping that amulet would actually be really good. Oh, that's cool. Some of these things can grant... extra bonuses. And I know that sounds kind of redundant, but I don't mean like extra bonuses as in just random extra bonuses. I mean stuff from like the skill tree that you normally have to spec into to get. I just think that's neat. I just think they're neat. Barnaby, what have you got for me? You've got absolutely nothing. Marco, did you have anything worth gambling for? Random legendary armor? Yeah, let's... Undaunted. Flow of blood. Gain 1 fury, gain +1 fury for every bleed on all units. Yeah, let's also get a random piece of jewelry. The austere. 2 strength. Recover 5 HP on turn start, while below 30% max HP, recover 4 HP on turn start, and you cannot gain fury. I don't use fury, so I'm gonna do that to keep me healed. Where's the blacksmith? Can I... Or no, it's, win. Hey, these are super handy. I'm gonna buy more of those. Thank you. I'm also gonna buy one of those. Hey, can you enchant... let's just narrow it down to equipped things. Gear that lets you gain skills without slotting points is great. One of my favorite things that happened in Diablo 2 was getting gear that let you cast spells on your barbarian. That I've not heard of, but that's pretty awesome. Yeah, we want this one. Please enchant. It's better than it was before. What else have we got? This one? There's nothing quite like watching... Oh, Soul Spark to refine it. There's nothing quite like watching a barbarian start casting Firebolt or Fireball. Okay, so I can't upgrade those. Unpredictably modify an item, making it stronger with a possible drawback. Let's try augmenting it. Grants Iron Will. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. Iron Will, Iron Will. Do I already have Iron Will? Victory's Herald, Intellectual? No. What's Iron Will? Iron Will. If your strength is higher than intelligence, add half your strength modifier to your intelligence modifier. It's not stronger. So that's kind of sucky, but whatever. Okay, that's neat. That's neat. Very intense music for shopping. Yes. It's the best kind of music for shopping, if you ask me. Could redraw. Oh, but it costs even more to redraw. Okay, after that. Alright, so I think everyone is set. Let's Go back to the Sandy Caverns. Oh, I forgot I could teleport out of here. And let's go kill some more stuff. When the D&D session turns into a shopping montage, but you want to keep the mood up. That's very good. It would not be the first time I've done that. Extreme shopping. We're going to double cast Thunderwave. And then you're gonna shift up there, pick up whatever that is, in turn. I'm going to tumble you back a row. We're gonna get rid of precognition. We're gonna enable that. Oh wow, this is actually stronger. There we go. Steven, do you remember the days of extreme shopping in D&D? Shopping sessions were the best sessions. They definitely could be. Coming up with all the crazy NPC characters that people have to interact with. My goodness. Wait, I can step up one here and then throw a weapon. Get rid of that guy actually doing damage. Look at that. In your Fallout campaign, we had a shopping montage that lasted 2 sessions. It's been a year and a half and they still talk about how great it was. That is absolutely incredible. Indeed, had to go shopping for your alchemy kit to make potions. Yep. And do you guys remember the gnome that you met in the Thieves Guild? That like to suck on his ponytail, or the very flamboyant elf that sold magic goods and potions and stuff. Creating super overpowered and overpriced loot that the party wants desperately and have to find a way to afford it. I haven't done that, but I need to do that. Erky Timbers. Erky Timbers was the NPC that you guys met in the very first dungeon. And you guys harassed that poor guy so much. That little guy did not deserve the absolute hatred that you guys gave him. The very flamboyant elf is probably the most useless descriptor you have ever heard. I mean, if you don't go with your typical RPG type setting, it makes sense. But he was just very eccentric. And I absolutely loved him. And they got him killed. That name irks you? The other two did? You felt bad for him? That's true. You did feel bad for him. You ribbed him a couple times. I do remember you ribbing him a couple times. Poor little Urky Timbers. I think that was his legit name to be introduced in the book that we were using. It's the tavern book, The Yawning Portal. Tales of the Yawning Portal, I think is what it's called. Tales from the Yawning Portal, and it was the Sunless Citadel module. I'm pretty sure Urky Timbers was part of that. I think I remember drawing his name from that. It was pure pressure. You had to get a couple out. Oh, he did make it really easy on you guys. He really did. The Yawning Portal is such a fun campaign setting. I honestly and unfortunately have not had the opportunity to play much more in the Yawning Portal's campaign setting, but it seemed like it was pretty cool. Was Urky a quirky character? No, not really. He wasn't that quirky. He was supposed to be like a kind of timid, lowly cleric that hadn't had a chance to really prove himself or experience much. And so everyone just gave him the hardest time. That poor boy. Yeah, if I remember right, I don't even know if they exactly said in the book what he was supposed to be, but that's just kind of how I played him, because I wanted him to be kind of support to the party, but let the party do most of the heavy lifting. Like, he would be there to kind of heal and help out, and they just destroyed him at every chance they got, to the point where I evolved his character to loathe the actual party and start to risk his relationship with his god, because he so badly wanted to hurt these people because they were mean to him. Just because he was like a halfling gnome or something, or a halfling cleric or something like that. Yeah, and you had no other healers. It was the most wonderful group decision. Like, there was genuinely no reason to rag on him as much as they did, but they did. I don't know if it was because he was short. I think they just wanted to pick on him because it was me, probably, because I was the DM. Betrayer Cleric Urky? Oh, 100%. He was going to come back. He was going to come back. There are puddles of black goo here. The hair on the back of your neck stands as you sense danger lurking around the corner. A node on the map has been modified. You come across a marked stone altar hidden in the shadow of a crevasse. There's a receptacle on its surface for a single item. There are what looks like enchanting runes engraved on it. Where is what's-his-face's staff? I don't know what else it gave it. I probably should have looked. You love when player decisions come back to bite them? Oh, they had so many. They had so many decisions, Test. They had so many decisions that they made that were going to come back to bite them. No, one of the players made an a-hole character, and he played it very well, unfortunately. Are you talking about Jesse, or are you talking about Wolf? Because both of them were huge dicks. Jesse, but yes, both. Yeah, Jesse intentionally made the stereotypical I'm a lone wolf type character, but to Jesse's credit, he actually tried to let his character develop into realizing he actually needs people. So he did a really, really good job at letting his character evolve, and I was very proud of him. I was very excited to see what was happening, because so much happened that ended up causing them to realize that started making them realize, oh snap, we should actually like be friends and like band together and junk. It was great. It was probably the proudest that I ever was to see so much character development. Party comes back from a trip in the portal to find they have been just completely defaced and defamed by the wild rumors being spread, and nobody will come near them anymore. Ooh, that's a good idea. Lone Wolf, he was a rogue. To be fair, Jesse and I, one of the ways that we spent a lot of time together as kids growing up is we played World of Warcraft, and I started as a troll rogue, and he created a troll rogue to play with me. So we both played troll rogues, and we fell in love with the rogue class, and that's something that we've always wanted D&D rogues to be, and it's something that D&D rogues can never be, is the same type of roguish class. Ooh. It's pretty good. What does that offer? 3 melee and 1 ranged attack. Could get rid of Glyph Whirl. What is... But 3 rounds of being silenced. I don't know if I could do that. And then all his friends left the group and had to make he had to make new friends all over again. Yep. Oh man, troll rogues were the best in Burning Crusade and Wrath of the Lich King. So much better than like any of the other racial rogues. I'm level 20. Let's ramp up a card. What would be a good card to upgrade? Glacial Spike might be a good one. 25 and 31 chill. It's 5 vulnerable and 16 shock to all targets. Oh, plus 16 shock if they already have shock. Ooh. I wish I could upgrade Thunderwave. Probably should upgrade my Flaming Grasp a little. Silence doesn't seem pleasant. No, it doesn't. I would love to be able to get rid of that that debuff on the ring. That would be nice. But yeah, Jesse started off with a Orc Barbarian and a Elf. Why can't I do this? Why is it +1? Oh, do things just cost more in this? I don't know. We're going to double cast Explosion. Yeah, that didn't reduce the cost any. I'm surprised. Let's shock everyone. Who do I want to go for? I'm gonna go for that guy. Start exploding him. We gotta break the stereotype in these, so let me guess. You became an adventurer to avenge your father, or you grew up in the bad side of... No, I come from a loving household, never had issues in life. I just want to explore and adventure. I've heard that somewhere before. Jesse did not grow up in the wrong side or anything like that. He was actually very well loved and cared for. Why does everything cost me more? It's so weird. Except that didn't actually cost me more. What does that +1 mean? I don't know what it means. But yeah, so he started off with a druid, an elf druid, and a half-orc barbarian. And then the druid left, so we brought in a cleric. Same player, but different character, because the player did not like playing a druid. And a tiefling warlock, because Steven was there at the time. So the druid left, a cleric came in, and then the cleric player left, so the cleric left. And then in came... what did Lauren play? A fighter? I feel like Lauren only played like one game with us, if I remember right. But the half-orc barbarian said, I don't like playing my character, I want a different one, so he played a cleric and a paladin that were bound to each other. So we played two characters at once. So we had a cleric, a dwarven cleric, a Goliath paladin, a tiefling warlock, and a goblin rogue. And then, Steven, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you even got to a point where you were like, I don't really like playing my warlock, so the warlock left, the tiefling warlock left, and a lizard man, I think, fighter came in. Or a lizard folk fighter came in. And so everyone that this goblin knew from the start just disappeared, and he got all new people. If your character is just out for the hell of it, you have no player agency, why would your character stick around when things are bad? No sane person would do that without some kind of motivation. I mean, you're very right. You're definitely right. Ow. Oh, it's gonna... Okay, thank God. I was about to say, that's gonna really hurt him. You've always wanted to do a dual personality barbarian cleric. No, I don't think you understand. It wasn't dual personality. It was two separate characters. He played two characters. He had two character sheets, and he played two characters. He might have been a monk. I want to say he was probably a monk. Oh, okay. You did catch it. Okay. It just reminded you of another character. Yeah, I mean, it was a really interesting idea, and it gave me some great inspiration for his character arc that I was so excited to get to, and we were just about to go to his character arc when he moved, and we had to stop playing. So the guy whose character arc I was getting ready to put out there moved, and we had to stop playing. I was so sad. Yeah, it was unfortunate. Like, the timing of everything was unfortunate, but it was one of those things that's like, you know, there's not much you can do about it. Sometimes that just happens with D&D, and you just gotta accept it, you know? Oh, that's not exactly how I wanted that to go. But that works. So yeah, I was very excited for a lot of what was going to happen in that campaign, and very sad that it did not happen. But I'm excited, hopefully, eventually, to do this campaign with Ziggy. Because hopefully we'll be able to, I'm gonna hide behind you. Hopefully we'll be able to get, a lot of stuff done, and it'll be fun. Hey, Pinky. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for the lurk. What did I get? Caustic Arrow and Double Shot. Let's shift up one. Take that guy out. Intern! We're just gonna block a whole bunch and heal him up a little. Well, I don't want to draw double cast if I'll get that next, so critical shot, lightweight, and nail all those guys, and then double shot on him, and we'll throw a dodge on just for good measure. I'm gonna have to shift up one. Gonna do deflect, shield bash, strike, cure ailments, and holy force. There we go. I have returned! Welcome back, Salad. How was Koopa? How was Koopa's little walk? Not gonna paint tonight, gonna finish Brother Testaros this weekend. Alright, ooh. Finriel's Decree, direct turret. Turret gains 19 critical, turret will focus on target the next attack. Well, that would be pretty cool if I were even going that, so I may have to look at trying to reroll that one. But yeah, how was Lil Koopa's walk? Add 2 random arrow cards into your hand? Ooh. Shift 1, discard a random card, draw 1, or explosive hit. Deal 9 damage, apply 19 burn on targets in a square. I have a brother? You are the brother. Brother! brother! I kind of want explosive hit. Just doing so much damage. Yep, we're gonna go with explosive hit. I named my dreadnought after you, Test. I hope you don't mind. I don't know why I keep reading that. I read it out loud because it's fun to read it out loud. I hope you guys don't mind. Alrighty. Is there anything I want to get rid of in her hand? I feel like I like her hand, so I don't want to... I don't want to reduce my deck size or anything. Maybe I'll work my way up here and upgrade. Upgrade Penitence. My smites I have not even bothered upgrading. Could do that. That's 57 damage. If I upgrade this, it does not give me... Okay. So these don't give me more channel, just more damage. Oh, that's how I get that. It's one channel. So it's already at 2, so it'll go up to 29 for 2. And that hits a bunch of people. Or I could do that on one target. Or I could just up my standard strike. I feel like I'm gonna have to go with Penitence. Penitence is just one of those cards that I really love getting, and it's so helpful when I do. Holy Warrior. What do I get from this? I could get some good stuff from Holy Warrior. I'm gonna go with Holy Warrior on this one. We're gonna get up to Holy Warrior 3 eventually. Tanking all the damage and dishing it out pretty good. Yeah, Salad, you need to tell him about your last battle that you used him in. Okay, so let's go down here to this event. You come across an unstable rift. You see a dozen realities reflected within, crackling with the intense energy as they bump into each other. In the center, a glowing artifact hovers serenely. You feel a strong sense of your worthiness being judged as you approach it. Take the artifact. Oh. I'm gonna take that, because that sounds much better. Move on and gain a fate. What? You hadn't seen the skill tree modification before? That's the best thing you've seen for this style of skill tree? Oh, really? You missed that yesterday when we were doing it, huh? Yeah. The skill tree is pretty awesome in this. because it starts off, as you saw, it starts off with just one skill tree, and then as you spend points, you can add more from the other skill trees. So you don't have to stay in your one skill tree. You can branch out into other skill trees to try and unlock things and then place them in the right position. It's very cool. Finished the game with 2 wounds after surviving 2 charges, 2 fight phases, 3 psychic shenanigans, and killing a bunch of models. Yeah, in case there was ever any doubt, Test is a absolute tank. Maybe Variant 2 killed their warlord and finished off a squad before dying. Just that whole game was incredible to hear about, man. Just absolutely bonkers. Ooh, Demon Razor. Grants sustaining strike, 3 melee attack damage, attached attack supply, 8 burn, triggers once per turn. What weapon are you currently using? Cut Jaw with weapon throw. How does that compare to the Demon Razor? You get health on kill. Weapon throw deals a butt ton of damage. You gain 5 speed on kill. If I could turn this into a legendary, then maybe it would be worth it. Which chapter am I running in? Am I a giant blueberry, or could this be a chaos chapter? Ooh, I can't wait for you to learn about the chapter. Dark Kraken, a salamander successor. I don't know what the salamanders are, but it sounds like you're happy about it. Ooh, what are the white scars? I haven't heard about them before. Salad. D'hotel. Give me that arc lightning. Let's get rid of the dodge, so that way I can tumble back this way. And we'll get rid of that dodge, and then we will heavy arrow, caustic arrow. Blow both those guys up. We're gonna mend. All right, you're gonna lightning strike. absorb fire and quick barrier. You're gonna lightweight arrow, critical aim, shatter strike, and then wind blast. And then you are finally going to get to do something, which probably isn't gonna do enough, but there we go. Mongolian horse archers with bikes and they go fast. Oh, that's what the scars are. All about speed. They're in your top 5 chapters for sure. The Khan is pretty cool too. I mean, I like the sound of Mongolian archers that like going fast. I too like to go fast. Oh my god, so many people here. We're gonna cartwheel and get rid of heavy arrow. Good, we got wind blast. So we're going to shatter hit you in the middle. Puncturing wound. And take you both out. And then you're going to double cast lightning shatter. And then you are... Oh, you're gonna weapon throw and get rid of that. And then... Can't spell his name to save your life, though. Jaghetti? Interesting name. I've not heard of that before. We're gonna tumble this way. We're gonna get rid of Snakebite because these guys are probably going to die here. You're going to caltrop that one. Light arrow, far shot, and then you're going to double shot this guy. I wish I could just retain all these cards. Oh shoot, I can... Okay, well that's not at all what I was hoping for. Finally, I can get rid of that one. And we're just gonna block. Will penitence this guy for... I was hoping for a channel. For a heal. Jaghatai Khan, you were wrong too. Best Primarch, in your opinion, is Dorn, but you love Khan, Sanguinus, Vulcan, and Vulcan. What happened to Sanguinus? Oh, Horus just took him out, huh? I must read the Horus Heresy. It's so many books. It's so many books. I would love to read the Horus Heresy. I don't have the time. It's so many books. Yeah, I don't even have time to watch the videos that you guys always recommend that I watch. Whirling saw blade spin on the ground. All right, Bertram, don't fail me now. Hey, that a boy. Ooh, Order Emblem. Nice new shield. Wow, these guys are level 29 and I am level 22. Are you serious? Yeah, I'm gonna head back up. I don't feel like messing with a level 29. What was this? A ruined quarter. Takes me back to Leyline Chambers, Azul Desert, Flooded Grotto. Let's go check out the Leyline Chambers. $26? I feel like 26 is gonna hurt me too. It's only 4 people. Let's try. I feel like I just keep coming up against enemies that are like, hey, these guys are really tough and they're gonna hit really hard. Have fun! BRB Valor match? Alright, good luck, my dude. You got it. You were partial to Eisenhorn yourself, but Ghosts was great too. Oh, I firmly believe... I'm still firmly in the camp that Gaunt's Ghost series is one of the best 40k series out there. Less Space Marine, but man, the Guardsmen are your favorite. Can you tell me about those? Because I'm not familiar with them at all. I wish I had shift. I don't have shift. So what are Eisenhorn and Ghosts? I imagine they are the names of books, but like what are they? Okay, I feel like I should be going to try and take out the rogues. I feel like that's probably what I need to be doing. Yo, I'm not down for this. There we go. Eisenhorn is a story about the raddest Inquisitor to ever live, just doing his best to do his job. The thing that you like most about it is the pacing. It's just a relatively non-stop journey through the 40k universe, but it doesn't sacrifice any details along the way. It's legitimately your favorite book. The omnibus counts as one. The thing that makes the books great is hard to pin down. It's mostly the feel of the story more than any specific content, though the content is great too. Gaunt's Ghost follows the rise and exploits of Colonel Commissar Ibram Gaunt and is Tanith first and only, a group of guardsmen who specialize in stealth combat from the planet Tanith, which was destroyed by chaos during their original founding. Think of a group of Rambos. Both of these series are by the same person. Oh! That sounds super cool. Alright, what's down in the flooded grotto? Are these guys big and tough? Alright, these guys are level 22. I think this one said 25. You kept it vague in case you ever want to read or listen to the series. I mean, I appreciate it. If I ever get to the point where I actually have the free time to read or listen to series like that, I 100% will. Because they sound awesome, and I would absolutely love to learn more about them. Alright, who am I taking out? Alright, so I'm gonna weapon throw you, get rid of Holy Force. I'm gonna shield bash you because you're in front of me, and then I'm going to melee strike you. And let's start curing you. Dan Abnett's writing style is just addictive, one of the many reasons you're so excited for Dark Tide. What is Dark Tide? Also, Ingle, I should have guessed, but I also had no idea that you were such a Warhammer fan, so this is very cool to see. Like I said, probably shouldn't be surprised, but, you know. Have I played or heard of the Vermintide games? I have played them and I have heard of them, yes. Ooh, Viper Talons. Too bad they are not legendary. Ooh, this drops legendary armor? Yes, please. You haven't really done much Warhammer stuff outside of reading since, like, 2008, but you like it a lot. Darktide is Vermintide. Oh, okay. Sick. Blast those guys, and give myself a dodge. Free shift and a penitence? Oh man, they love me. They really love me. And we're gonna take out this guy because he's full health. And I can't hit anyone with Shield Bash. Did a book series or game? It comes out allegedly late November. Your brother and I put so much time into Vermintide, but you like 40k more than fantasy, so it's going to be wild in your house. Ooh. Vermintide is a game, but Dan Abnett is writing or helping write for it. So, but Darktide. Is Darktide a game, or is it a, is it a game, or is it going to be a book series? I think was the question he was trying to get to. Sick. Oh, what do I want to get rid of? I don't really want to get rid of any of them. I can only do 3, so we'll get rid of this Wind Blast, so that way I can hit the 2 in the back, Wind Blast those 2, and then hit that guy. And then you're just gonna destroy him. That's all there is to it. It's just gonna get destroyed. Ooh, Soul Thread also grants men 3 to strength-based challenges. Heals received in battle are split among your summons instead. Well, I ain't got no summons. Wait, where's that? Oh, maybe I can't. Oh, it's a belt. Think I'm gonna have to go for it. Darktide is also a game. It's exactly Vermintide, but set in 40k, not Warhammer Fantasy. Oh! You really want a 40k version of Warhammer Total War? Yeah, I haven't heard of Darktide yet either. And I guess to follow it up, just in case Vermintide is Left 4 Dead, but in Warhammer. Yes, I guess other people probably may not have known that, but I did know that. I knew that one. I knew that one. So there was a... Oh, is he gonna die? Okay, good. There was a Left 4 Dead like Warhammer 40k one about Marines, and I can't remember what it's called. But that's what I was thinking of when you first mentioned Dark Tide. I wish I had something else to heal him with, but I don't... Am I talking about Space Marine? I don't think it was called Space Marine, but maybe it was. I don't recall it being called Space Marine. I thought it was called, like, Dreadnought or something like that. You catch a glimpse of something shiny buried in the dirt. What could it be? Let's just gain an item. Hey, 20 gold! Hey, the water bowl. The second one I think was slightly better than the first Vermintide, as they usually are. It was like Left 4 Dead 2 to Left 4 Dead 1. Alright, what have I got on me? We'll move one. We will weapon throw you. Righteous blow. Righteous blow you. And then we're gonna mend. Because I can't hit anyone with Shield Bash. Deathwing! Yes, it was Deathwing. Made by the guys that did EYE. I never played EYE, but yes, it was definitely 100% Deathwing. That was it. Deathwing was interesting. It did end up being pretty weak. It definitely was not as good as it could have been. I'm sure it was partially, you know, due to the type of game and you expect it to be, and they probably had a lot of like game crunch and all that and didn't let it be what it could have been. But it was still a very fun game. I definitely enjoyed it. Oh, he's got another thing that I can put down. What skill do we want to master? Multi-shot, I feel like, is probably a good one to master. basically just makes it do significantly more damage. If not multi-shot, what about explosive hit? I don't have any fury. Critical aim? No. Tumble? Draw one more card. No, I don't want to do that either. Man, I'm not a big fan of the masteries. A lot of them feel a whole lot weaker. I mean, double shot I could increase. I think I'm gonna have to just go with base power to multi-shot. That makes the most sense. Oh no, not the great, my son's in college now, Purge. That's the worst Purge. Alright, where did I want to start going with her? Get a stat up, or learn a new skill and work my way over to the... Yeah, let's do that. Let's draw from Holy Warrior again. Let's redraw. A wide swing. Kind of like the sound of that. Deal 9 damage and move to the front row. Deal additional damage equal to your guard. Playable only from the back row. Yeah, let's get wide swing. Anything that lets me do a little bit more multi-damage. Wait, your son leaving for college just means more time for 40K? She sold my entire comic book collection for about 1/10 of its value. Oh, that is painful. I've never understood parents selling things that belong to their children without asking them about it. Like, so what if they move out? Like, you don't just sell their stuff. Let's go to the dungeon. Like, you just realized that maybe you're the son in that scenario? Me? No. I went to community college and still lived at home, so I didn't, like, leave. My parents didn't get rid of any of my stuff. I was probably very fortunate. Oh, Test being the son. Yes, he was probably the son in that scenario. Yep, no, that checks out. We're gonna do a weapon throw and get rid of Holy Force. We're gonna shield bash this guy. Then we're gonna parry and move up one. To everyone hits Catherine. I got unlucky with all those draws. We're going to do that. Caustic Arrow, Wind Blast. Bar shot, dodge. We're gonna quick barrier, quick barrier. We're gonna pass your turn. Because this guy's gonna die anyway, so if I can... get some healing off on her, then I want to. There we go. You had an amazing Spider-Man number 20, first feature of the Scorpion. It was in pretty shoddy shape, don't get me wrong, but it's worth a lot now. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Grotto Waypoint. Use Waypoint. I'm pretty good right now. So we're gonna travel here, and we're gonna go meet with Jediah? Life-changingly upset? Oh my god. How much is it worth, Test? Let us share in your disappointment. Aid the Golemmancer. Jediah the Golemmancer.
Hey.
This area controls the flow of water throughout Verisitha. Now, I don't have an exact plan of the city in my head, but I can make some educated guesses. Moving it to the leyline chambers is your best bet moving forward to activate the city. However, I believe moving the flow toward the other locations could reveal some interesting oddities. If you're keen to explore, I suggest trying out the city quarters or the waste pits first. You can always return to change it once you are satisfied. Golemmancer? Earth Mage? Golem Master? Looks very similar to Golemmancer. And Artificer. I guess we'll just stick with Golemmancer, because that one sounds good. That's rough. Well, in Mint, it's sold for $65,000. You probably could have gotten around $1,300 for it if you sold it now. Wow. That is impressive. That is a lot of money for a comic book. Man, rich nerds, man. I need to find a rich nerd sugar daddy. The tunnels lead to a walkway that stretches across a giant well. It appears that the Vanai used the area as a reservoir, though the water is now overflowing the banks. A panel at the end of the walkway has a series of rusted levers. An instructional tome beside it indicates that the levers can be used to control the flow of water throughout Verisitha. 3 of the levers seem to still be operational. They represent the city quarters, the leyline chambers, and the waste pits. A deep rumbling reverberates through the area as the machinery comes to life after centuries of slumber. You see various outlet ducts opening and closing in response to the lever configuration. A short moment later, the flood abates as water rushes down a select pipe. You took it as payment when you were a kid for mowing this old guy's lawn before you got shut down by the state? That's pretty cool, not gonna lie. The fact that you managed to get that as payment, that an old guy just like, here, have this comic book, and you're like, gee, thanks, sir. He was really cool old guy that nobody ever talked to except for me. Honestly, out of all the older people I've ever met, those guys are always the best. Always the best. Like, in working at a pharmacy and at an optometry office, I met so many just super awesome older people, like elderly people, or, you know, just people who were lonely. And they were just by far the coolest people to talk to, bar none. Alright, so those guys should die. You would randomly mow his lawn for him when he wasn't home, so he came back to a nice mowed lawn. Well, one day he didn't actually leave and basically said, here, have this for the hard work. You're about 80% certain he knew how much it was worth. Wow. What a good dude. Seriously, what just a solid bro. Like, it took zero effort for him to do something like that, and he was just like, you know what? This kid straight up deserves it. That's incredible. I love good people like that. What documents we found here will bring us a step closer to the rogue's stronghold. I'm sorry, a boss encounter? No. No, thank you. I don't think I shall. A lot of enemies over 2 waves. What level am I again? 23? And that's 26. Are there some other rogues that I can fight? 25? 9? We're gonna head up here. We're gonna go talk to these guys. Love the whole 40K chat. We did, and you supported more than popped off. Good for you, Salad. How was your KDA afterward? Oh, cartwheel. Let's see if I can get something good. We're going to get rid of... we're gonna get rid of Snake Blast. Nine 11-1. That's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah, support is a pivotal role in any competitive setting. That's one of the reasons why I play support most of the time. Hard for your carry to carry if they get raffle stomped immediately. Who are you playing? So I should be able to righteous. Oh man. I could smack-a-lack this dude, get rid of that, and then penitence these guys. That guy is gonna die, so I'll righteous blow him and give myself a bunch of shields. Omen! Okay. I wasn't sure if you were trying out another support like Sage or Sky or something like that. If you were feeling a little frisky today. Puncture, light, and double shot. Bonnie's Reverie. 1 intelligence, 1 channel on battle start, and 1 rank to a random spell skill in hand at start. That could be pretty good. Do you have... Yeah, I'm gonna give you that. A group of Sakani soldiers rest here tending to their wounds. They request for some of your medical supplies as they're running low. Yeah, we're gonna help them out. 12 enemies over 2 waves? That's even more than the 10 enemies over here in over 2 waves. That's just straight math. You're afraid to play with anyone because you'll be so trash yet competitive at the same time? You would be fine, my dude. You would be fine. You know what? Screw it. Let's multi-shot. Let's shift 1. And then let's explode that. And then we're going to Shocking Touch you, Thunder Wave, and Flame Shield, then Deflect. And we're going to shift you down 1, Wide Swing, Righteous Blow, and then Blessed Strike. Perfect. We are talking Valorant. Do you play, Engel? You highly recommend any books by Alex Dembski-Bowden. For any 40k book, his writing is pretty darn good. Dan Abnett is good too, although it can be a lot of bolter porn. That's just a bonus. I've never heard it said that way before and never thought I would. All right, let's give these guys a try. Bolter. Aaron Dembski-Bowden. Oh, not Alex Dembski-Bowden, Aaron Dembski-Bowden. Roger, roger. Roger, roger. Where did I get this? No, I'm not gonna use it. The Night Lord guy? Roger, roger. Hi, Steven. I figured that would make you pop up. I was actually wondering. No, you don't play, but you've been meaning to get into it. You used to play loads of Counter-Strike, but stopped when it went free to play, and it got so hard to find good matches. Counter-Strike went free to play? Listen to the Betrayer book, and it really changed your perspective on the World Eaters. Who are the World Eaters? Every time you guys mention someone new, it's like, who is this? What's going on? Oh, perfect. Oh, I'm loving this. Get rid of that heavy arrow, and give me that piercing arrow, and then give me that multi-shot. I didn't even see that guy there. Yeah, we'll end his day. Oh, ow. He's gonna end my day a little bit. We're gonna shift up one. We're gonna block. We're gonna shift over one, and we're gonna mend. Angron be angry. You were playing The Witcher? Witcher 3? A while ago, yeah, but they dropped the Battle Royale. There's a Battle Royale mode in Counter-Strike? Oh my god. You're beginning that itch for a competitive shooter again? Well, if you liked Counter-Strike, and if you ever played, I guess Overwatch is the only other comparison I can think of, and kind of enjoyed that. Valorant is basically Overwatch mixed with Counter-Strike. It's the better gameplay of Counter-Strike with some of the fun utility abilities of Overwatch. World Eaters are an Adeptus Astartes Space Marine Legion that turned traitor during the Horus Heresy. Angron is angry and he has every right to be. Poor Angron. Poor World Eaters. I'm gonna pretend like any of that made sense. Gonna get rid of that guy, take him out of the picture altogether. Oh, perfect. She's got penitence. Consume one channel. Do I have anything that gives me a channel? I do not. Okay. What did I miss? You'll probably download it getting stopped this weekend. Well, if you ever want people to play with, there are some people in my Discord who are looking. And I'm sure they would love to play. One day I'll understand. One day I will understand. Witcher 1, you've never played them, and everyone talks about how good 3 is, so you picked up the series a couple sales ago and been slow playing it at first. The Witcher 1 is definitely a little bit of a slog to get through. But there is a lot of lore, and that's really interesting to read. I kind of want to play it on stream just for the sake of the lore, because I want to know more about The Witcher. The lore doesn't really matter in it? Really? I didn't know that. Look, I'm just gonna shift here. Can't even flame grasp that one. Fine, whatever. Really? I can't hit you from there? Can I hit you from here? Can. There we go, perfect. Critical, lightweight arrow, and wind blast. I apparently missed the first one. Good job, me. Hey, they all dinged. It does matter, but it kind of doesn't matter.
Oh.
With this victory, we're one step closer to tracking down the rogues. The thing I've been trying to do this whole darn game. Up a card's base value. What do I want to up? What do I want to up? What does that go up to? 26? That's not bad. I would go up to 55. Yeah, let's rank that up. That's gonna be pretty decent. Since Geralt is a darn amnesiac, the things that happen in Witcher 1 honestly don't impact the second and third game like at all. And mechanically, it's really H-like mode. Oh, yeah. I played a little bit of it, and it aged so poorly. Fade away, move to a cell in the back row, gain 9 guard, or cycle and draw 2 primed shot cards. Oh, so arrow cache and bow draw would be really good together. I'm gonna pick this one up because I always seem to be missing good attack cards. So I'm gonna pick that one up to try and grab some better attack cards. Where am I going now? Let's unlock this next talent slot. Oh wow, I can get a lot. Snowwalker, Extracted Potential, Legion Commander, Eldritch Gift. That's pretty nice. Impulsive Behavior, Adaptive Strategy. On your first turn, if you have not played any cards yet, you can reshuffle and draw a new hand. Your Fire, Cold, and Lightning resist are reduced by 30. Your Fire, Cold, and Lightning resist are equal to your highest resist among the 3. 1 spell damage, recover 2 HP on kill, or 6 if the enemy was an elite. Expended skills have a 30% chance to be discarded. Instead, gain +1 max card draw. Burn, Chill, Shock, and Shock stacks you apply are increased by 25% of your intelligence modifier. Well, that could be good. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that because being an Evocation Mage, that sounds fantastic. You tried to play the first one for about an hour before you said nah and jumped to 2. I think I played the first one for an hour just to see what it was like, and I was like, oh, I might be able to stream this and enjoy it. An emphasis on might. Like you said, highly recommend to watch a Witcher 1 recap vid. You're going to get all the story you need, then play through 2 because it's a good game. Little aged, but a solid RPG. 3 is a masterpiece of storytelling, and the game is super fun. All right, understood. I will keep all of that in mind. Applies 10, vulnerable. Well, we're going to try and take this guy out. So I think 3 can get a little too open world at times. I feel like that's always the case with open world games, though, you know? I shampooed the bedroom and it smells significantly less like cat piss. Wow, you went above and beyond at this person's house, Lauren. I want you to understand that. Like, playing through 1 is going to make you demoralized, in your opinion, and write off the whole series, which is tragic since 3 is so good. No, I totally get that. I've played games that are quite the slog before, and it has definitely made you just, like, not want to touch any other game in the series, and it's a shame. But I'm curious. I'd almost want to play through it with Lauren, just so we could hang out and have fun doing that. Let's get critical. I'm rooted, so we're just gonna multi-shot him. It was kind of selfish because it smelled strongly and it bothered you. Yeah, but still, like, you could have just been like, I'm just gonna deal with this for the next little bit. Wisdom of the Lands requires 1 less status applied to trigger, +1 intelligence, +1 max channel charges. Oh, that's neat. It's another boss encounter. Who do they expect me, or who do they think I am? 12 enemies over 2 waves. I think I can do this one. Something selfish can still be generous. Yes, 100%. Absolutely, it still can. Like I said, I hope you understand that that was very kind of you and not something you had to do whatsoever. But they're lucky to have you be the person watching their house. Why did that do absolutely nothing? Oh, thank God. That's exactly what I was hoping for, was multi-shot. Let's get that light weight arrow, critical aim. And then let's shatter hit. Oh, I can't hit him. Can't hit either of those people, but I can use this. We're gonna go for you in the back. Have fun. Shield bash. Do I have anything to... Nope. Just gonna smack you. And then weapon throw. I can't use penitence. So we're gonna shift back 1, and then we're gonna mend to try and heal this guy up some. Also, one of the bird feeders fell down, and the rat that you've been calling Frederick is feasting. Did you get a picture? Ever the opportunist. We love Frederick. You're gonna go relax and read. Love you all. Love you too, Lauren. Thanks for stopping by and telling us about your day. I really enjoyed getting to hear that. Puncturing arrow, caustic arrow. Do some wind. We're gonna take that guy out. Oh, I completely forgot about him. I probably could have gone for him. We're gonna move forward 1. We're gonna defend twice. We're going to wide swing these 2, and we're going to holy force this guy. Boy, that was close. See, I think you could murder the boss right now. If it were just one boss, maybe. My DPS is pretty good, but I don't know if I could do more than just one boss. We definitely need to take care of that guy. We're gonna start whittling that guy down. I would love to have some more... Oh, perfect. Humble. We'll get rid of caltrops. We will use multi-shot. Yes, we'll use multi-shot. And then we're going to use wind shot. And then we can only hope that we have enough to really hurt that guy. So close. Hey! I guess I did something to hit him back. That was awesome. Okay. The picture is becoming clearer. Asva is using the rogues as a tool to sow chaos among the tribes, while she is free to pursue Varisitha to her own end. Yeah, see, it's gonna be a whole bunch of these guys, and they are literally 10 levels ahead of me. You're right, I did give myself thorns. I forgot about that. Let's go to the Vanayan trial, and let's see what's in here. So he literally killed himself. I love it when a plan comes together unintentionally.